Start with this. Now, I closed 1.9 million in volume with one Facebook ad. But first, let me tell you, I simply went live on Facebook. Man, my lips were chapped, you name it, it is what it is. And I'll tell you the whole story. So I think it was April 16th, 2016. I went live. I think I did a replay on this, but I think it was 27, whatever year the Cubs won the World Series. So I went live. It was in between like a class. I was in a class and I'm like, let me go outside and do a live to prove that this works. So I went live on social media because I wanted to prove that if you go live, you can generate leads. So I went live and I talked for a little bit over 2 minutes. Remember that, 2 minutes on my Facebook business page. When I went live, I started talking about how I could help you negotiate your down payment, which really is how I can negotiate to get you help on closing cost credit. I talked about the steps of home ownership, just some of the basics. And someone jumped in that was recently graduating from college, or they were going to graduate, and I said that there are programs available. And from this one video, 2 minutes, the year the Cubs won the World Series, I had one lead and I hadn't paid to advertise yet. So this is what happened. My first transaction was someone reached out to me from Carol Stream. Actually, they lived in, I think, like Maywood, but they worked in Carol Stream, and they were my first closing. And this was before Mark got licensed. So this was before Mark got licensed. I'm sure it was 2016 because I opened the brokerage in 2017. Now, first deal, no ads. Then I was like, you know what? I'll share it from my business page to my personal page. So next day. Then I'm like, you know what? I'll put some money behind it. I'm a big spender, $10. So I put $10 behind it. And from that $10, I had closed like 8 deals. One video, less than 3 minutes. We'll say really close to 2. Then I had 2 more deals. So look at how, so we have 2016, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it went over to 2017. And then I had closed more. And by now I had opened a brokerage. Now, when you see this, you can see my audience. So I had peak live viewers. So when I was live, I only had 2 viewers. Minutes viewed were 1,100 minutes. Video views were 3,000, and then 10-second views 1,000. Now, when you look at what actually happened on Facebook, I had 6,922 people reached. And this is when I worked for Baird Warner. Now, and it tells you when I boosted. So I think I must have boosted it pretty quickly. And then you can see I had 23 likes. I had 19 on the post, 4 shares. So people were sharing it. I had 489 post clicks. And out of this, I had 14 leads. 10 out of the 14 closed. Total production was 1.9 million. So really close to 2 million in volume. 2 people were credit repair and 2 were working buyers. So compensation was, around $53,000, and then $20,000 in future income from a $10 2-minute video. Now I ended up I really spent $18, but to round it up, because someone else was like, Carrie, I want to create a class and talk about you. And I'm like, okay. So I rounded it up to $20. So the return on investment was 2,600%. 2,600%. Will this work for everyone? It was right time. It was the right time. It was in April. The market was great. People were motivated. Interest rates were at a great rate, maybe around 5%. So can this work for you? It can. I already had followers on Facebook, and I had already had followers on my Facebook business page. In addition to that, when I boosted the post, I boosted it in a marketplace where people may or may not have known me, but it was in a marketplace where people hired me. So let me just give you some strategy. First thing I want you to know is you need to post consistently on Facebook. You can post consistently on Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever, whatever you're going to use to pay to play, you need to already have a business open. Got it? And then go live with relevant content. This was relevant content, meaning I was talking to the home buyer. It was relevant content. I talked to them about how I can negotiate closing cost credits. I talked to them. I was helping them with the win. I could even tell my story if I wanted. Keep the live short, because then when you boost, you're more likely to get the full replay. And then share your live from business to personal. So I haven't even paid for advertising yet. Then in 24 to 48 hours, boost the post. There you go. That is the simple strategy. Now, I wanted to give you some motivation to prove to you that this really, really does work. So I'm going to share my business page, and I'm not going to place a real estate ad, but what I am going to do is I'm going to walk you through the process of placing an ad with your own list. So could I, now this is a live I did this morning, clearly I look the same, right? So this was a live I did this morning, and it was pretty short. Look, it was 8 minutes, but we're going to go with it. You can simply boost the post. Now you can go over to your ad center and also work with this post, but we're going to go with what I created, and I'm going to show you. So I'll show you how to boost it just from here to a specific area, but you could also use a list. So I pulled the list from MailChimp, and I also pulled the list from BrokerMetrics. So as a managing broker, I can buy into other tools. So once you choose boost, you're going to be redirected to this screen. So now what is my goal? Let Facebook select the most relevant goals. So we're going to go with that. Then, because my phone number somehow is never remembered, we're going to put that back in. And then it says, is this about, first of all, let me go back a step. So I want to go with, we'll go with learn more and take them to my Smart Grow Media website. You could have a redirect to Cloud CMA. You could have a redirect to your phone number. You could have a redirect to a landing page, whatever you want. If you are going to work with real estate, you do have to choose this option. Then I can choose my audience. So Advantage Audience is based on the page details. People you choose through targeting, people who like my page, or people who like my page and people similar, or I can create a new one. So I'm going to go with create new. And then I can choose my audience name. So I'm going to call this my agent list, and I'll call it MailChimp because I downloaded it from MailChimp. And then I can scroll down and I can go 25 miles out from where I am, or I can put in a specific zip code. So we'll go with this. It's actually trying to, so I'll go with this one. Then I'll scroll down, I can drop a pin. And then it says targeted detail. I can browse or go to advanced features. Now at this point, I could just save the audience, and I could go with these boundaries. But I also want to show you how you could just use the ads manager and upload your own list. At this point, you could choose the zip code, you could choose the city and go out pretty far. If you are going to go with real estate, you do need to have a specific, you can't just limit it to 18 to 25-year-olds. They're probably going to deny the ad. But if you do place 2 ads and do one from 18 to over 60, and then place one from 18 to 30, and then push back on social media or Meta and tell them you placed 2 ads. So they'll approve them both. So I'm going to go to the ads manager. And full disclosure, it's been a while, but just slow down and read. So I can create a custom audience, a lookalike audience, or I can create a saved audience. So if I choose create a custom audience, it's this easy. I can go, my source could be a website, a customer list, app activity, offline activity, a catalog, or meta sources. I'm going to go with a customer list and choose next. And this is where you can import from MailChimp, download a file, or download a file template. So if I choose import from MailChimp, I can then simply log into MailChimp. And I have to verify who I am and then log in. Allow. Now, if you're using something else, you can also, again, upload a list. I actually downloaded the list, but since this is new, I might as well go with it. So I'm going to go with the MRED area and then choose create an audience and then choose next. Create an ad using the audience or expand my audience. I'm going to create an ad. Let's just hope my video comes up because that's what I wanted to do. We'll let it think. Listen, $10 is nothing. $10 is absolutely nothing. Thinking, thinking, thinking. Trying to let it think because I don't know what else to do. Okay, so we're kind of starting over, but since we know that the list was updated, it was added, I'm gonna go back to my original page. So we'll call this one MailChimp. And this, my video was about explaining agency. So not real estate, but to train real estate agents. Then I'm gonna go to the ads manager and see if it redirects us to where we want to be. So there's my audience. Audience is here. It's created. Let me go back. Let's see if it browse. Like I said, I'm just like, it's been a while. It has been a while since I placed an ad using uploading a list. All right, let me go. I'm gonna make it I'm going way back. We're going way back. Boost. Use my phone number. And we're gonna go to my custom audience. Oh, there you go. So here, let me give you a tip. Based on what we just learned is upload your audience first, and then you can pick it. And then it's saying my audience is narrow, but that's okay because I am going after my list of people. And then I would simply choose when I want to target. So it's saying that my audience is small, but that's okay because we know that it's a list of emails that I have, and that's what we're doing. And then I can choose how much money do I want to spend? I'm going to go 2 days. We're going to spend $8 for those 2 days. And there you go. And then I would need to update my website before I start advertising. So let me go back up and let's be, since I said, what did I say? So in the previous screen, since I had decided to redirect people to my website, I probably need to go edit my website. But at this point, if you follow these steps, website works, your cell phone works, everything works, you can just place the ad. I am not placing the ad. I am not placing the ad. So there you go. Done and done. I hope that helps. Go out and start advertising. You know what? This is what I'll do. When you go to your ads manager, go over to these 3 people, and this is where you can add all of your audiences. So if you have a list of buyers, if you have a list of sellers, if you have a list of your sphere of influence, if you have whatever list it is, create the audience first. At least that's what we just figured out. So if you create the audience first, then you shouldn't have the challenges of it not loading or working, and then you can select the list. Done and done. Thanks for watching.